This is going to be Manitombs as a Mistweaver Monk. So back to my normal character for this. This is not a dungeon guide, I'm not an expert at this game, this represents my personal experience with the random dungeon group. Right, so Manitombs, Burning Crusade dungeon. I'm level 67 right now. Looks like a Death Knight tank. No, wait. That is a Death Knight, but... yes. Okay. People saying hi, that's nice. Still opting not to speak most of the time, because I just don't want to. Somebody has a little pet dragon. I think it might be me. Yeah, okay, so I was doing, like, pet battle stuff. And this game really likes to auto-summon. Yeah, here we go. Dismiss. Likes to automatically summon whatever I put in my first pet battle slot. So yeah, this game has a whole turn-based battle system with pets you can collect. It's kind of weird. I'm not a super huge fan of it, but I do play with it a little bit. There are even actually pet battle dungeons? I haven't actually tried one of those yet. It's a solo experience thing. I don't think it's worth recording or anything. But I will try it at some point. Just an extra little side activity when you're not doing this kind of stuff. Anyway, looks like we have 2 Death Knights actually. And a rogue, and is that a frost mage? Yes. Maybe. Yes. A lot of noise in here. There's very, very loud enemies. I didn't remember Manitombs very well. It had been quite a long time since I'd been here. Action bar still looks about the same. I don't have anything in my minus key slot. I wonder why that is. I have Ring of Peace. Did I talk about Ring of Peace? Yes, several times. Sometimes I forget. Consortium reputation for fighting here. Okay. Whatever that is. Some faction or another. Not sure if you're waiting for that patrol to step to a certain place, or... yeah, that looked like probably what was going on. Okay, so looks like those maybe pick a random target and charge at it to knock it down. I was the target there. Oh boy, okay, so we're going straight to the boss here, which apparently has caused the entire room to, attracted the attention of everybody in the room. I'm nature-locked for way too long. You're going to need some heavy healing. I've already used my life cocoon. Let's see if I pull this off. Pandemonious shifts into the void. No. Okay, that figures. I was dumping my mana as quick as I could there, but it wasn't keeping up with damage. So yeah, some bosses do this, some don't. You just have to know, I guess. It's fine though, this is right at the, answers that question. Okay, somebody must have asked, if you attack the boss, does it pull everybody in the room? I was focused on healing. Wasn't paying attention to the chat, I guess. Anyway, so clear the room first. Some of the room got cleared during that process, so there's less to do now than there was. The worry with a situation like that is always, you know, in a random group, like, is one of these people going to be the sort of person who's going to complain and yell at whoever is around, for the slightest thing going wrong? Nobody was in this group, so that's nice. But, you know, that's my actual primary worry when stuff like that goes on. There are still a lot of players in this game who just are only happy when everything is going perfectly, and they'll take it out on whoever else is in their party if things go wrong at all. Again, I'm seeing less of that this time than I was before, but it still happens. What's with all the Death Knight diseases going on party members? I feel like there was either some kind of spell reflection or mind control going on there, and I couldn't quite see which. Okay, I'm gonna have to check Pandemonious's mechanics. Maybe that's what Shifts into the Void means. Starts reflecting spells, because I didn't think I saw any... Yeah, I heard a noise that sounds like what I would expect Spell Reflect to sound like. So I'm guessing that's what was going on. So Death Knight was hitting him, and it was reflecting back onto the caster or another party member or something? Maybe. Anyway, first boss down. Not too much of a problem. Looks like this place is sort of a big circle. Can only go around one way. It ends with, I think, a drop back down to the beginning chamber, so you can get back to the quest givers. It's pretty convenient. But yeah, this is all pretty linear. Only one way to go, I think. Do I not have my enemy nameplates on? Oh man, that's so weird to see now. At some point I end up turning those on. I don't know, it's a whole lot harder to see enemies when they don't have nameplates like what I have up for party members. Those also don't come up all the time when I want them to. I don't know, I need to change some settings. Both back in time when this happened, I'll turn on enemy nameplates, and also in the present to try to get them to... I think there's a setting you can turn on to try to get them to not overlap with each other. But they only pop up when I'm counting as in combat with the thing, and that's not always what I want. UI's complicated. There are a lot of different ways to set up your UI for this game. That's a fear effect. That's a silence effect. Ooh, not so great to have both of those at the same time. Fear is... Okay, right, Fortifying Brew, good choice. Except, again, that was right after I had taken the damage and wasn't anymore. But I didn't know that for sure. Yeah, so fear is always pretty worrying when it happens, because you lose control of your character and run away from where you are to a random spot, which often ends up being right into the range of another enemy to get their attention. And if 5 party members are doing that at once, running in different directions and all pulling their own groups of enemies, it can be a real problem. So yeah, fear is one of the most concerning status effects. Silence can be pretty bad too. There's some of that going on here. Doesn't matter for some characters, but for any healer and any casting role. Yeah, especially you don't want your healer to be silenced. Because then there's just nothing I can do to heal anybody who's dying at that time. And it's also not super obvious, like if I'm not the healer and the healer is silenced, it doesn't like notify the rest of the party or anything. They won't necessarily know that, hey, I'm not going to get healing for the next 5 seconds. I need to either press one of my own, take less damage, or heal self buttons, or just, you know, be aware that my health's going to be falling down for a bit. Don't panic too much. It would be nice if there were some kind of notification of that. But I guess it's not too much of a problem usually. I think Blood Death Knights in particular have pretty good self-healing, so even if their health is going down, they have a lot of things they can do to get it back. Whoa, damage is happening. Yikes, what's going on? This looks like a normal-sized group of enemies, but somehow there was heftier damage than usual right there. I kind of like the vibe of this dungeon. It has a pretty strong identity. There are a few others that are fairly similar. Oh, okay, I think it's those little ethereal worm things. When those die, they do a little explosion that hurts everybody around. That's why the party was taking damage there, I think. Mana leech. That sounds about right, so you gotta be careful about killing those. Whoa, pay attention to health. Oh, I was. Alright, I was on it. Just reading the debuffs at the same time. Ready with the dispels and stuff. Man, all this fear. I'm standing just far enough away not to get it, I guess. Yeah, Nexus Terror, I remember this now. Those are the ones that do the bad things. This is keeping me busy. Looks like a fun run. Coming up on another big dude, Tavarok, okay? Looks like 2 or 3 more bosses, something like that. This guy has some kind of big stomp attack of some sort, doesn't he? What does he do? Earthquake. Okay, so that stuns everybody. That's what it is. And deals damage while stunned. Okay, so everybody loses about 1/4 of their health. Essence Font, whoa, did a really good job at getting that back. I'm used to seeing Essence Font barely move health bars at all, but in that situation it looked like it did pretty well. Oh, Crystal Prison? Okay, well that's annoying. So that's another thing he does. Gotta heal myself. So if I cast a healing spell with an enemy targeted, it automatically goes on me. I can also hold the Alt key and press one of my spell buttons, and that'll target me no matter who I have targeted. So if you see me casting something on myself when I have a different target, that's how I'm doing it. Can't see anything. Don't know where I'm going. There we go. There's the hallway. It takes up way too much space. That was a Thunder Focus T enveloping mist. Right. I was doing that back at this level. The dungeons in this game have a weird up and down difficulty curve. At max level, I haven't had a whole lot that's really been a big challenge for me. I don't know, it just depends so much on the group composition and the individual dungeon and how people's gear is. There's never any predictability on how hard I'm going to have to work as a healer. Sometimes I get groups where nobody takes any damage ever and I don't have anything to do, and I don't really like that. Sometimes I get groups where I can barely keep up. As long as it is barely and not actually unable to keep up, then I do usually like that. Those are the fun ones. This is somewhere in the middle, but still, you know, gotta pay enough attention to have some fun here at least. I know that if I walked away or stopped paying attention for more than like 10 seconds, people would start dying. And that is not always true. I'm kind of watching what this Frost Mage is doing, since I have a mage now, and I'm trying to figure out how to play Frost. Not going to get that much information out of watching this, but I don't know, some. Nexus Terror, watch out for fear. We're standing in a place where, yeah, I got the fear. Yep, exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. We were standing pretty far into that room where there are other things whose attention we'll be getting. So we got like 8 enemies now. I'm silenced. This looks not great. Everybody's feared again. I'm hammering on my life cocoon button. I got to it just in time. People are alive. They're doing okay for themselves. Tank's keeping threat. So he was the only one I needed to worry about, mostly. Okay, that was that was just a nature lock. And I get feared again. Ah, boy, these things are annoying. So Life Cocoon's on cooldown. I don't have that button to press. Just gotta dump mana into Vivify. Get him back up. I wonder if that fear has a cast bar on it. If it does, then anybody who has an interrupt could stop it from happening, if they knew which target to focus and when to press their button. Some casts are not interruptible with a normal interrupt. Sometimes you can just do those by stunning the enemy. Sometimes that doesn't work either. I don't know. I would have to have the Nexus Terror targeted to be able to see that. All good. Ready to go. He's not, though. Yor? What? Wait, Yor? I don't remember Yor at all. Shows up as a boss, but only Nexus Prince Shafar is on my target list over there. Arcane Intellect, that's a thing a mage can cast, not at the level my mage is, but eventually, which just gives everybody more intellect while they have it up. Monk doesn't have any kind of buffs like that. They bring Mystic Touch, which is a debuff on the enemy, which increases their damage taken by 5%, but that's all. Man, all these annoyances in here. You get charged and knocked down, you get feared, you get silenced, you get interrupted. What an annoying place. It's cool though, all part of the challenge. Just have to have a response for each one of those statuses. Two pairs of people from the same server. I think I'm seeing the same guild name for at least 2 of them. Let me pay closer attention when I get in close to the others. So I wonder if this is 2 separate groups of 2 people who queued together to do dungeons. And then me, the odd one out. Yeah, Horde Lords, I see that twice. Jazzbird is ungilded. Dipso can't see because nameplate just shows health. And if health is not full, I don't get to see guild name, apparently. Silenced. Man. Yeah, so we were only fighting a Nexus Terror, right? So I know that those are the ones that silence. Whoa, a 1 minute long curse. What does that do? I assume curse. Yeah, curse of impotence. Magical damage dealt is decreased. Okay, that doesn't matter to me. The only thing that might be magical damage that I do would be crackling jade lightning.
What is this?
And that's not too relevant.
I was not expecting company. As you can see, we are somewhat
So we're going around the left side of this room. Sorry, Shafar, I'm talking over you. There was something called Yor in the right side that was marked as a boss. I guess we're not fighting it. I'm not seeing anything obviously over there. Not that the camera's really pointed that direction. That looks bossy. Might be a thing you have to summon somehow, or it might just be small, or it might just be just off screen. Oh boy, I got a Nexus Terror's attention right when the boss is engaged. This is going to be messy. Because yeah, Nexus Terror is the one that does that. You're going to die. Yeah, nothing to do about that. Okay. So I don't know for sure. Maybe if I had stuck with the group very closely and everybody had gone to the very back of the room, then we could have not had that problem, or maybe it was just like Pandemonious up here, where the entire room's attention is gotten by engaging the boss. From where I was standing, I couldn't tell for sure. I know the Nexus Terror did latch onto me before... Oh, I'm giving him Tiger's Lust so he can go faster. Yeah, the Nexus Terror definitely did latch onto me right before the boss was engaged. At least that's what I thought I saw happen. More enemies came. That might have been after the fear had gone off. Anyway, so long run through an empty dungeon back to where we were. Okay, back in this room again. Arcane Intellect goes up. Gonna actually kill everything this time. So let's see about this Yor character. It was marked on the map as being like right where everybody's standing now. I don't remember anything about it though. Like maybe it's some kind of special summon you gotta like bring something to the dungeon from outside to make happen? Somebody's a sheep. Huh. Why did that happen? I'm not sure. Could have been spell reflection from the mage casting polymorph, could have been a polymorph from an enemy, but I wasn't seeing any other polymorphs in here, and these don't look like the type to cast it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that was more likely a spell reflect sort of thing. Uh-oh, fear. Not close enough to Shafar to catch his attention, though. Should be fine. If I had enemy nameplates on, I'd be able to see cast bars over top of them. Eventually I figure out that I want that on, but it looks like I haven't yet. I see loot. I can heal while I go over here. Nobody even needs any healing. I can loot while I cast Essence Font. It does not interrupt me.
I have longed for a good adventure.
Alright, so Nexus Prince Jafar only. We got Time Warp. That's nice. Makes everything about 30% faster for us. Used to be a shaman-only ability called Bloodlust. Then once Alliance got shamans, it was renamed to Heroism for their side. Then mages got it, and hunters got some form of it, and then certain profession skills can cast that effect. It's a very good effect. But there are a lot of forms of it now. But Bloodlust is the original one. All the other derivatives do the exact same thing and share that little debuff there. Temporal Displacement, or Sated, or I think it's Exhaustion if it's Heroism on the Alliance. Something like that. Anyway, so you can only have that once every 10 minutes. But yeah, a lot of different classes can cast it now. Alright, there we go. And that's Manitombs. Oh, apparently I got a lot of shoulder appearances, so now I have an achievement for it. That's nice. So yeah, each piece of equipment that I pick up now can add something to my inventory of appearances. So if I want to transmogrify my gear, the same way that I hide my cape and helmet, I could actually just make them or any piece of my gear look like something else for a fee. I don't do too much of that, but it's an option. That torch was solid on top, and I was standing on it for a moment. Not totally sure how to prioritize stats. Haste might, critical strike might be better than haste. So I took that as an upgrade. I think the eye level was slightly higher. Alright, and that's Mana Tombs. See you for the next one.